So I'm recording this today. I spent whole day tweaking Summoner balance. Played the shit out of Beastmaster and Necromancer. I had to fix a lot of things for Beastmaster. They don't look as much when you look at this at the values, but I had to play first level over and over some 6 times. Revision number 7 was the one where I said, okay, now I feel like it's finally good enough to be played. It's challenging, it's not overly easy, it's not impossible. It was there were countless revisions to balance, and the last one I overdid with nerfing, and I didn't test what I did, so people said it's too much, and it's kind of stopped playing again. But now it should be all right because the the end result comes from the actual testing and analysis, and it wasn't only one run, and I wasn't overdoing anything. Now it's demonologist, and I have done 3 Iron Man level 1 butcher runs, full clear of level 1. So far, 2 was first wasn't successful, so the other 2 were. Now it's number 4. I decided I will actually record this just for the sake of recording. I'm doing this as a stream, but it's actually meant to be a record for YouTube. So yeah. Well, there we go. This is a test run, so I don't use buffs. If I equip this, I will be able to summon another one, another Implink. So for the sake of testing, I assume people have to manage even if odds are against them. So right now I will not use this. So I'm gonna get to level 4, which is standard, doing always doable in Iron Man runs, and I'm gonna have 3 bats, Implinks, to fight Butcher. So here's the window. In version 707 we added the visual display. I spent a couple of hours fixing these values. They are coded in different versions, 2 different places. The actual values of summoned minions, here you can see them at the bottom of the screen, and these in the spellbook, they're down elsewhere. So I had to kind of synchronize them, also balance them better. So there was a small buff on the damage of Implings after first run, and since then I didn't change anything. So run number 4, let's see how they perform. As I go, I'm going to talk about what's been going on and what are my plans for the nearest future. Actually, I gotta check. Yeah, microphone looks like I'm being recorded. Okay. You know, there's so much, when you do much, you kind of don't tend to talk much. So I got a lot of things in my head. I got a lot of things written out as tasks, as dare I say, dreams about the mod. But there's little info I share on public and tell others. Mostly that comes from my desire of not jinxing, because in the past, if I would be too open about things I want to do, sometimes things happen that sabotaged the whole thing, the whole plan. So I decided I'm gonna leave that aboard a little bit. Also, I'm not gonna push into magic. I'm just gonna go for dex and vitality. And swift runner, which is actually, for testing, it's like nothing. When I play solo, usually what I do is I go for these. Like 90% of the time, I would go either damage or hit points. So I actually dump points into strength and magic vitality for my summoners. Usually, as I said before, not this time. This time I'm doing minimum program. Like if you're really screwed and the luck was extremely bad, you still have to be able to perform. So that's the plan. At the same time, if you are extremely lucky, you don't have to be performing overly too easy. Actually, this is gonna take me to reworking the balance of melee damage of players, but that will be later. That will be later. So they got 49 damage. But here you will see they actually have 4 values. The minimum and maximum damage for summons consist of 2 values. Minimal minimum and maximum minimum. Then you got minimum maximum and maximum maximum. So it's minimum damage is like 2 to 4 and maximum is like 6 to 9 or something. So here you can see this one has 4 to 8, 3 to 8, and so on. The thing is the random, these values. I got people sometimes asking me questions. Why do they have random damage? This seems inconsistent. The answer is I didn't want them to be identical. Randomness is the heart of this game, and I wanted summons to be generated with sort of randomized stats. As this is going to go public today on December 12th, you are going to see some things, or rather notice, that are not present in current public versions, like this. We call them backlights. You take the item on the cursor and it shows where it goes. You hover the target slot, it shows you can equip blue or can't equip red. Things like that. 1 physical damage. Why not? Don't kill me. Don't expect me to be extremely skillful here, because I'm playing in a I'm playing in a window when I stream, and it's not stretched. It's not even borderless window mode. It's just plain old window mode. It's taking up like 2/3 of my screen, and my desktop is 10 to 80, 1080p, and this is like standard HD 720. And I'm not used to playing like that, so I do a lot of stupid mistakes with positioning, mouse targets, and so on. That actually means I can die, and it's not gonna be because of the balance, but rather because I had to struggle with trying to view the screen and tell a monster from barrel and so on. So what do we have? These are very slow, but once they get to the target and get attached to it, slides out for their target. Same story. If I wasn't testing and I really needed that, well, game would tell me, fuck you, Mordor. You want something like this to boost your spell level? Go find a dick to ride. On my Beastmaster, I pretty much found every unique I would need if I was like playing it this legit, but yeah, I guess when you really need this, it doesn't happen. So I think damage is going to be like 3 to 11 with level 4. It grows every 4 levels. And then we should be able to take on Butcher. Without this, it might be too difficult. Well, tells you. One Impling book, and I would be having like 5 Implings now. If this was a legit run. 5 Implings on level 1. Of course you had to come out. Actually, this whole playtesting is quite boring. It's a lot more fun doing quick edits and evaluating what you just did. Jumping back and forth from the actual game to the environment where I change things about it. But I had to specifically fine-tune Iron Man for the summoners. Also, do we notice there is no music? There is actually. Some time ago, I decided we're gonna have an option. People were asking me this for quite a while, actually a couple of years, if not like 10 years, that I give them an option to activate original music. This is what we did, and then I said to myself, what if we replaced music with ambient sounds? So, a couple of hours later, I added another option. You can replace music with ambient sounds. It's like birds chirping and village and all kinds of ambient sounds when in dungeon. I also put points when I play into the mana regen because I made summoners without extra regen like casters. They don't really spend with an ongoing basis a lot of mana, so I decided maybe that's better. So we're not too far off now. Level 4 is some 5 minutes away. So let's talk about what happened to melee classes and their melee damage. The old system relied on the weapon you find too much. I had to fix the balance by making people rely on base damage more. How much you gain from strength and your level. So on some classes that was particularly pitiful, like can say. That's what I can say. So I upped base damage and I lowered the weapon damage, especially two-handed weapons. My latest change was a couple of days ago, and I think by January 22 there will be I don't know about significant, but there will definitely be a buff to both range damage of warrior classes, of all crossbow classes. That includes the thrown weapons like physical thrown weapons like mallets, knives, not flasks. Mm. And mainly there will be a buff to melee damage, base melee damage, not the weapons. I made a post about this some 4 days ago, maybe 4, maybe 5, and the result is 13 to 8 people think melee damage was better before. There is no doubt that it had to be done, and the road is bumpy, but in the end, it's gonna be fine. At some point, it looks like I tried to damage and destroy all melee classes, but more good will come out of this, because now you will see that the strength on weapons, or strength in general, gives you damage, really gives you damage. It's a legit stat. As much as Dex gives you better accuracy, strength now will give you damage. I'm sure it's not my latest revision, of course, but I am sure about this, and I know it's gonna be for the better. I'm not overdoing this. A moment. Let's just mute them actually. I often get asked, why can't you just balance the fuck out of this game and just have it balanced after all? This is what I thought some 10 years ago. But you can't do this unless the content, the features are finished and set in stone. If I spend a couple of months balancing everything and then I add a feature or two, actually there is no doubt I will add a lot more than that, the balance will get broken again. It's inevitable and I will have to do it all over again. So at some point I say to myself, fuck this, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to add, have fun with this, and when I'm really done, I'm gonna balance this. So in the meantime, while I'm busy doing this, there will be a certain level of imbalance. It's gonna be shaky, earthquakes here and there, but when I'm done, then I'm gonna get to really, really balance this, and it will all end up with people having fun. Not overpowered, not underpowered. It's gonna be fine. It's still not horrible right now, but it could be better. You know, it's like with people in Russia used to ask me a lot, why don't you do a localization? It's the same. For the localization, it has to be finished. When the game is finished, you can take it, take its resources, and translate everything, and be sure, reasonably sure, that there will be no updates in the future, and you won't have to do it all over again. Depends how it's done, but you get the idea. The same with balance. I have to finish all the perks, traits, game features. Each of them, just one of them, can mess up a lot of things. Take latest, I think in 638 or 666, I added strafing to the ranged shooting monsters. That feature alone can change the game when you or your minions are opposing shooters. Every feature like this has to go through a certain playtest stage. It's inevitable that at the beginning of the stage people will say, "Oh, you fucked this game up, you fucking idiot." It's normal, it happens, and it will happen. It will continue happening until all the features and mechanics, until I'm finished adding them. So we have 6 months. Oh, gotta be here. No. Oh, I got the level 4. Okay. Go to the butcher. Kick that ass. Or maybe he kicks ours. Well, it's not my ass he's gonna get kick. I always get the best job, and it's others' asses that got kicked. Well, let's see how they do. Hmm. Yeah, slow, but I think they'll do it. He's going down, and I don't have mana. Well, fine. Let's continue the boring task and see how we do if I actually play the way I would have played. Wait. I don't know. Watch me have no butcher. Okay. You're welcome. I still can get used to it. After playing Beastmaster so much. And that archer, I nerfed him, like, gave him minus 50% of damage. And he's still a bastard. Bastardo. Implink. Book of Implink. Watch this round be breeze through. Actually, what do you have for hit points? Pathetic. 16. Pathetic. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Agent 30. Wonder how much they get and level up. Hmm, not too bad. So what's first? Life or damage? They do have a increased damage already. Last time we had the 2 to 9. Alright. The Book of Impling I read must have given me a +1. So without it, it would have been 3 to 10. And what's the bonus? Oh. Half of my level is flat increment to summoned minion damage. It was so long ago I don't even remember what all of these traits add, and I just took it because I knew it gives damage at the expense of hit points. Yeah, screw that. So, strength. Alright, let's see if spellbook gives accurate info on the hit points. If trade takes away at this point how much? 25, 1/4 of the hit points of summoned minions. And the perk gives me how much? Tough minions +5. Well, it should be like 4. And it means it's gonna be 25 to 37. 25 to 37. Let's test. 24 to 37, which gives me the question, what the fudge? Why 24? Why 24? The hell? Actually, I have an idea why, but it's minor, so whatever. I would go too deep down the rabbit hole to begin explanation here. So, it's forgivable. Can I get some plus spell levels? Now when I need them. Watch me die to one of those things. '24, of course. Ow! This bitey actually had to be nerfed a lot. This creature killed me, my teammates, and a lot of other people. I personally saw go down to that thing. It has a goat intelligence, which is evident by its circular motion. You walk away from it, it starts circling you. And it has a secondary damage, which is increased when you get it to 50% life and below. It starts giving you random secondary hits, which are dangerous. So I really had to nerf that thing. It's not that much problem in normal, but in Iron Man can be fatal. Grand Fatale if you meet it when you are unprepared. I just remembered. I spent mostly the last 2 days playing Cyberpunk, and at a certain point, I just uh, opened the perk system, and lo and behold, so many perks, and the names are inspired by movies, just like in the Hell 2. Some even have identical names. They should be telling you how modern the L2 is. I still can't get used to how slow they move. Like, sometimes it's infuriating. Makes me want to come up to them and strangle them with hatred effigy. Hmm, that's nice. Fact well known, I'm sure, to everyone who played the summoners, but quickly I quickly found out that with boss fights you need a lot of mana regen. So early on, items that give you regeneration of mana are priceless. If you have to keep spamming the boss with the new implinks, that's what you need. If you lack the mana and you can run out of it faster than he kills your minions, provided they are slowly taking him down, you're gonna lose. This actually makes me think about gems and how I'm missing the flat mana and life regen type of gems, but that's a different story. So about that boss rat, you know how the quasits in Diablo original would charge at you but not hit you when they kind of arrive? That was a part of their intelligence, which was bad AI, and it was linked to their base monster slot. So there was a level 5 boss called Foulwing, and he used a different AI, in particular Hornet Demon, and he too had the charge ability, but the check for not hitting the target was failed because it was a part of bad AI. So that particular monster was responsible for killing, I'm sure of that, many a player, including myself. It was an interesting thing to behold. When I was modding monsters, Vipers who charged at you from one tile away, two tiles away, and Horned Demons, it was fun giving them different exceptions. Sometimes they hit you, sometimes not. Sometimes they knock you back, and it kind of progresses as you go deeper into the levels. That was like that in Hell 1. Like there's a first type of vipers. I think gold serpent in caves, and they charge at you. The charge chance is minuscule. At the same time, they don't hit you. Then they don't knock you back, and they don't actually hit you when they charge. But as you go down with the types of the vipers, slowly they begin hitting you. Their chance of hitting you goes up, and eventually they can both hit you and knock you back, and have no delay after they hit you, knock you back before doing that again. So sometimes they would actually play tennis ball with player, almost getting locked in the sequence of charging at you. It charges at you like this, so it knocks you back, and it goes like neck, 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 neck. And if it stuns you, which it did, sometimes it can be lethal, and it will keep charging until you're dead. Even though it can be fun to behold, it's actually bad from the standpoint of design of games, because it's kind of a dick move towards player, and if you're locked in the sequence of getting bombarded like this may lead to unnecessary frustration. Book of Holy Bolt. So the butcher is standing there, and suddenly a book of Holy Bolt drops, and he's like, "Yeah, the usual." Is that a bugged light? Buddy, do you have a light? Well, that looks like a bugged light. Hmm. Not long ago we fixed them, but looks like some bugs still persist. I think if we kill all the bosses on this level, their uh, lit tiles will be recalculated. So this one is next to Butcher Room. To the west of Butcher Room, if we kill all bosses, this one should vanish. Or maybe not even, you don't even have to kill a boss, you have to just activate it, and such randomly scattered lit tiles will be removed. Like if they would belong to another boss who is not killed yet. It wasn't this one. Or maybe that's even Butcher's Light. Or maybe I'm wrong altogether, and that's just the remnants of an unfinished bug fix. We'll live to see, I hope. Actually, I might just get an update for damage. So we have, let's just check, 5, 12, should be 6 to 13, or maybe 6 to 14. 613. Okay. I don't recall a sequence. What is calculated first for this data? Traits or perks? And good luck trying to figure out. This noise is so subtle. Although personally I find it soothing. So actually the mana shield that I'm having here up it had a bug where if the amount of damage you get from pretty much any source of the damage is bigger than what you have as current mana, uh, your mana shield would be removed on you, and the remainder of damage would not be passed onto the life. I think that was fixed, and that will be an additional problem for mage players who are used to not dying from particularly damaging type of traps like arrow or fireball. It wasn't as dangerous, I mean it wasn't as protective, it wasn't protective at all pretty much against the multi-hit spells like Nova or Inferno, but against single missile it's gonna be different story. If it damages you a lot, namely arrow and fireball traps, they can do a lot of damage as you move down the dungeon levels and difficulty modes, especially in hard mode. Mm. So let's see. Let's see what we can see. Oh, it's level 3? No, that's not. How come? Oh, I didn't put any point into Swift Learner. Well, that sucks. 6 to 13 is gonna rip him apart though. Ah, fuck it. Let's go. Now you go up, of course. So, okay, I am satisfied. It wasn't that much of a luck, but we had a different, more powerful party, and they did faster. But I can't say they did too fast or that it was too overpowered. The Butcher is like a guardian. If your character cannot get past through that boss, it's likely there will be problems. If he's too easy, maybe your character is overpowered. If it's alright, then probably the rest of the game will be too. So, there's that. And I'm gonna show you the something now. I did a boost of damage on. I had to boost damage on Skellies of Necromancer, but now they do well. You'll have to try a lot, but it's possible to kill a butcher with them in Iron Man without spending points into perks that boost your damage. I suspect if you manage to get 4 of them and boost your damage, it's gonna be quite easier. Be prepared to dodge his blows a lot too. I had to. Kinda wish I had streamed that. It was fun. I had to dodge him for like 5 minutes, and when I was done, my hands were shaking. Do something like that, and then I just stop wondering why people sometimes have post-traumatic syndrome after playing the hell too much. It can be quite taxing on the nervous system, I guess. So, okay, let's move on to Beastmaster. See how he does. Once more. So, okay. Do we have the butcher? No. Mm. We removed the silencing of steps when you are in run mode, so now it does this tappa tappa thing. I'm not sure you can hear it, but I do. Oh, here's the new. The smell of death surrounds me. We have the new palette I did. Ah, fuck you, absence of zoom feature. I've been waiting for it too long, but it's still not there. Word is can arrive January or so, but I don't know if I can trust it, but I can only hope. I would zoom in to show you, but the main idea I kind of moved on to two-tone palettes. So the darkest part is one color, and the other half is of a different color. So I think here we have a gray color and takes on to the blue, and it looks like old, musty, and Now, what was I doing? I was doing the test of this master, and you see they do a lot of damage. 5 to 11. That's because these fast walking, but they don't spend much time actually hitting the target. So when they hit, they have to hit kind of hard, hardish, especially early on. An army right at the start, right to the good stuff. The impossible happened. I killed something with the dagger. They're doing well. Actually, this morning they would probably let me die, but not this afternoon. Yeah, the damage boost on them is now gives you that feeling of satisfaction. They don't suck. They actually do damage, and it feels great to me. Maybe I'm an idiot and I'm wrong, but we'll see. It will take a while before this goes public, though. But when it does, there will be a shitload of other cool things along with this. I know people are most touchy to the balance changes, but if these are not welcome, they can obscure other good things that were done. And but time will tell. Man, I love the blue palette. Feels so snowy. I don't know why, but it gives me a feeling of winter and cold. In 2018, I was doing a series of videos where I told people how I hate winter in Russia. Little did I know that actually 2 years later I would be fond of winter and it would be my favorite time of the year. So what do we want? Damage. Damage. Still damage. Wait. How much? 511. Should be 612. Let's check. 612, yeah. And for this to actually take effect, what the? How is that possible? I wonder. Didn't I have to resummon you for these changes to take effect? Please? Uh, actually, maybe I don't even have to. Maybe it's about hit points and not the damage. I don't truly know. Yes, I don't know. Well, I'm sure about hit points, not sure about damage, but whatever. I'll just do it. At this point, I did a lot of new palettes, and I added new ones for church, catacombs, caves. A lot of palettes for abyss. Actually, no, I didn't add palettes for crypt and hell, but I might. But crypt has a lot of palettes, like 250 something, or even 300 palettes. That is a lot, even by my standards. And I'm a weirdo. I like as much as possible, and even more. I had people complaining about the uh, Twitch DMCA. I think that problem shouldn't be a thing if you use original music option now. I added the sound option chapter in config file. So if you use this, I think there will be no problem. But don't quote me on that. How much? 8 to 5, 8 to 15. Should be 9 to 16. Oh, I didn't check the light and demonologist. Of course I did. Well, they're gonna have a hard time standing me, please. See if that makes a difference. And auto pickup of gold rocks. I used to hate this feature because I had prejudice, but once you try it, you don't want to go back. That's how it is. Monsters 1. And I'm level 3. How many? No, I'm not even 4. Yeah. Well, it's gonna go down fast. I'm sure of that. Well, first they have to get inside, of course. I think bats had less damage, but they killed him faster. Alright, I think he's doing fine. Let's just find a Beastmaster who has tier 2. I'm gonna show you how it is with second tier. Oh look, I have some. Oh whatever. Do I have second tier? Yes, I have. Level 20. So what do we have? 24 to 44, 32 to 52. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a quick show. Well, you should be able to see how they spit now. If I don't get myself killed too fast. Well, that took a while. I wonder it was maybe it was because he was summoning things. But still. Ugh. That took a while. Can you save? Right. Let's see what happens next. U6R5. Nice name. What is the U6R5? Obviously, it's a test character. He was not supposed to be there. We'll do this in catacombs. And I want to limit myself to the boars. Now let's see. Actually, these fire arrow traps deal 75 less damage in all modes below normal. This means hardcore, Iron Man, soft iron, nightmare, and speedrun. And these hellbores have extremely potent acid. It gets improved as they level up. I'm sure you wouldn't have told so from my previous attempt of showcasing that, because there was something really fucked in those caves. But here you will see, I think, the beauty of it. No, 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 no. I'm being stupid. Let's do it here. Their acid doesn't burn me. Well, it goes down quick. Hope you noticed that acid plays a big part in that. Actually, let me take a look. Beastmaster tier 2. How much damage they have on a secondary. Okay. Boar. Regular attack and somewhere at 100 to 115. And this one somewhere around 125 to 145. It's quite powerful. So I expect it would be somewhere around um, 36 to 55, something like that. The acid. You're not gonna break through, right? Spit some. Come on. See, quite effective. If this was a hard mode, you know what would happen. So let's just try this boss there. Let's see if they can kill them with acid only. Since before Beastmaster didn't have minions with ranged attack at all, and now if you face something that is kiting your more minions, then what if you have only boars? Can they stand up to that? Let's test. Of course. They're too far away. Alright. I'll have to let them through and see for myself. But they don't seem to have troubles. Uh, these guys. I know I can use shortcuts, but I'm lazy to do it. Hmm. Well, let's try against hidden then, I guess. That didn't take long. That didn't take long too. They killed everyone. I just noticed that that asset of theirs keeps hidden in perma-stun because they don't have the protection of it from it. That's something I will have to deal with. That's how I find bugs. Test one thing, find another. Then you fix that, another break first. Yeah, I'm kidding. You break first in something else. If you were afraid of hidden, hire some boars. And now, let's storm their castle. Come on, boys. What are you doing? I'm on patrol, boss. I'm on patrol. Is that what you're doing? If I had to voice them, I'd say, "The job is done, boss. Loot is yours. We be watching. Stand guard." Kite this motherfucker. Just pray you don't meet something that kites you that has immunity to acid. And that would be shame. uh, Actually, I probably should check monsters and bosses like that and probably remove acid resistance, immunity, and I'm not even using tails. And in this place on level 7, when you get there naturally, by like 15, maybe level 16. So that's quite close to the natural state. Red boots? Well, I think I should give you an idea. And I'm probably gonna be off to have dinner. Thanks for hanging out. Mortar is out.